Welcome back, everyone. In this lecture, let's focus on images along with can we actually extract text from those images, or can we take an image of a website and actually get the corresponding code for it. Let's head back into Bard and explore this further. All right, so something we can use Bard to do is actually extract text from an image. I previously asked Bard to create a poem about AI. So if you look at this previous conversation, I said, write me a short poem about AI, and then I actually took a screenshot of the first stanza of this poem. I'll go ahead and upload that screenshot here. So we can see this is just a JPEG file, and I'm going to ask it to extract the text from this image. I'll hit enter. And keep in mind, sometimes Bard actually pretends like it can't do something, but will do it anyways. So you may get a warning saying, sorry, I can't actually extract the text, but then you'll get the text anyways. It looks like it didn't complain here. It viewed it just fine. And you can see that, yes, in fact, the text matches up. Now, there are limitations to this. Keep in mind, if you pass in paragraphs and paragraphs, then tiny, tiny font, it won't be able to do that for you. But this is a great tool to keep in your back pocket. You can see other drafts that are returning the results in slightly different forms, and they're also giving more information about what it appears to be. So again, it can read the text in an image and then return that text from the image. Another really cool feature about Bard is you can ask it to build up code for building out an image. For example, I went to the Bootstrap template website. So I just went to getbootstrap.com, and you can see it here. This is a front-end template library, essentially a framework for your CSS. And then I went to the examples page, and I just took a screenshot of a really simple sign-in. So over here, they have a little sign-in form. So I just took a screenshot of this. You can imagine you could do this for any website you like, just take a screenshot of it. And then let's imagine I needed to actually build out this website. I can upload this image. And then the more detail here, the better. So I can say, can you give me some HTML and CSS code to recreate the sign-in form shown in this image? So for image to code, definitely want to give detail and try to help Bard as much as possible. Try to inform it that, by the way, I want HTML and CSS and what the general image is about. Again, more detail here, the better. So let's see if it's able to actually produce this for us. And so here we get that kind of bug that I was telling you about earlier, where it says, hey, I'm unable to access or view the image you've sent. But if you scroll down to the actual code, you'll notice that the code actually does, in fact, match up to the image. Note that the heading 1 says, please sign in. That is the exact formatting I have in this image, please sign in. You'll also notice that it has a checkbox for remember me, and then it says email address and password, where the A in address is lowercase. You'll notice that that matches up as well. So don't be surprised if sometimes Google Bard will inform you that, hey, sorry, I can't see the image, but then it sees the image and answers your question anyways. And here now you have the blocks of code. Here's my HTML code, and then here's the corresponding CSS. And remember, the CSS and HTML may not be perfect. Later on when we talk about coding with Bard, we'll see that coding with Bard tends to be more prone to hallucinations, basically giving you code that may be a little buggy or just has something where a human needs to come in and edit it a little bit. But you can keep the conversation going. What's nice about this is when you go from an image to a piece of code or a piece of text, you can now continue on the conversation without needing to come back up here and edit this to refer to the image or re-upload the image, because now we're really continuing the conversation based off the HTML and CSS. So I could be something like, how do I make the button the color red or something like that? So I could say, how could I make the button the color red, question mark. And then if everything's going well, it should inform me that I can edit the CSS. There it is, button type submit, in the selector, and it says background color red. And it gives me a couple of options there, and I can also view other drafts. Okay, that's the very basics of extracting text from an image with Google Bard, as well as going from an image to code. And something to keep in mind is whenever you're working with images, there is this kind of weird little bug where it sometimes tells you, hey, I can't access or extract from the image, but then it does it anyways and continues to work. All right. We'll see you at the next section of the course where we're going to dive deeper into the coding capabilities of Bard. See you there.